Do you want to know how amazing people connect? Well, you're in the right place. Welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie.
Thanks for connecting. And if you like what you hear, please share.
Special thank you to our sponsors, Lincoln Media Group and Accountable R&R Bookkeeping. For more information on Lincoln Media Group and their media services, go to lincolnmediagroup.com. And for more information on Accountable R&R Bookkeeping and their bookkeeping services in Lebanon, Oregon, go to arrbookkeeping.com. Good morning, everybody. Russ here on Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie. Man, I'm so glad to see you all here today. It is a blessing to be able to be virtual, especially in my current state, as many of you know, and thank you. Thank you so much for the communities that are continuing to, and all of you that are continuing to pray for me and just support my family and I appreciate that more than you know. But this is great because it doesn't matter where I am. I am currently in my bedroom with my legs popped up on my bed, healing, and so I'll be a little authentic and a little vulnerable there. I am definitely recovering, but you know what? I'm keeping a great attitude. I'm staying positive, and I want you all to know how much I appreciate you. If you would do me a huge favor, all of those that have started off live right off the bat, if you can, please share this right off the bat. Let people know because I have an amazing lady, Dyna Vink, that's going to be on today, and she has some incredible information that you're not going to want to miss. So make sure and share this out. Tag your friends, let them know you're here. Come watch Marketing with Russ because there's amazing people. And I want to tell you, what we are all about. We talk about this all the time, but what we're all about is how amazing people connect. And how does it have to deal with marketing? Someone asked me that the other day. Well, let me tell you, I believe that connection and community building is the actual foundation of any good marketing plan for any business. It's really the best foundation for any good business. Having good people and community is what you need because first what you do is build the people and then the people build your business. That's a good Zig Ziglar quote. And so it is important to always connect, to always reach out. And that is why I'm so blessed with so many of you that have connected with me. And thank you for that. Again, if you're just joining this live, please share this out. Let everybody know. If you're watching on replay, please share this out. Let everybody know what they missed because you can continue it. It rests on the platform you're watching this on. And you can watch this at any time. Just to let people know, I think we're having a little struggle with Facebook today. So we are broadcasting live on LinkedIn and YouTube, though. So just want to let you know that is available to everybody. So thank you very much for that. Also, want to just tell you a couple more things, and that is, I'd love it if you would be so kind as to subscribe on YouTube. It is a huge, huge blessing for you and for me. First of all, we love to build community, and that's what I'm all about. I want to build that Facebook community. But number two, what it does is it gives you access to all the past content, to the amazing, amazing people that have been on the show. I am so blessed with so many amazing friends and people that are willing to come on. And it also gives you notices about upcoming shows. So you could just go to marketingwithruss.live, marketingwithruss.live. That's all you type in, and voila, it'll take you right to my YouTube page. You can subscribe. Do that now. Open up another window. Go there. Subscribe right now as we are watching, and we appreciate that. We're about to crescendo over another plateau of actual subscribers, and I appreciate you helping out with that. And last but not least, I just want to remind you, if you haven't got a copy of my book, Befuddled, Live the Life You Choose, you can pick that up on my website at russhedge.com, or you can pick it up on Amazon. But if you go to russhedge.com, you can get one there. And I want to tell you, that is the absolute best place to get in touch with me, russhedge.com. Right there, there it is. Whoa, there it is. I figure out where I'm pointing. russhedge.com. And the beautiful thing about that is everything you want to know about me or information coming up, you can find at russhedge.com. Real simple. If you know my name, you know how to get there. So there you go. I think I've covered about enough for today. I want to get Dyna in here because we want to get this party started and get her in. There she is, Dyna Vink.
Woo-hoo. Hey, Russ.
How are you doing this morning, Dyna?
Great to be here.
Oh, good. I am so glad to have you here this morning. Listen, we're going to start off with the basics. I just want you to tell everybody, who is Dyna and what are you all about?
Right. Well, the Dyna of today is quite different than the Dyna of, say, 10, 15 years ago. And it involved a bit of a career change. So, I started out working in high tech. I was working in a tech headquarters, working in marketing and communications, and a whole bunch of different, roles in there. It was always very exciting. But then some things happened that I didn't really understand. And these are kind of taboo topics, right? These are things that you don't really, well, in fact, our society doesn't even talk about. And it turned out that it was perimenopause. And so I kind of struggled along. I was doing long distance cycling. I had an aging mother I was caring for. I was caring for my home. So there were a lot of things going on, a lot of international travel. And this was really getting in the way. And, I just kind of tried to struggle through it. I talked to my doctor. It wasn't really much help. No identification. She just said, well, here's some sleeping pills, that should help you. And she really didn't have any idea what was going on. And so, this whole experience of puzzlement made quite an impression on me until finally I figured out what it was once the hot flashes came. And so then I knew, okay, perimenopause, but still nobody talked about it. I asked my mother, she said it was no problem. And I mentioned it to a few friends and nobody seemed to know anything about it. My doctor didn't talk to me. And so, once I kind of stepped out of the corporate world, which was partly because of perimenopause, I thought, well, what can I do to serve other women in a better way? And so that leads me to where I am now as a coach to women in perimenopause and beyond. So that's kind of a career pivot that I've undertaken just in the last few years.
Oh my goodness, that is amazing. Well, this is what I love about what you're doing, and that is, you're taking your own life experience and you're helping others, right? And this is vital point right here, right off the top, everybody, pay attention. Connection and community building is how you get a community that then you can share with and help that are going through similar issues. You are not isolated. You are not alone. You're not the only one going through this. Women all over the world are dealing with this. And that is something that you need to be paying attention to and reach out to people like Dyna who have the ability to share and help you because of their own experience. So as you figured all this out and you wanted to share it, how did you really get the wheels moving? Did you immediately think, I'm going to coach women, I'm going to tell them right off the bat? Or did somebody come to you and say, hey, since you've gone through that, could you help me? Or how did that get started?
Well, it was kind of serendipitous, I guess. I mean, when I left corporate, I was working, in a small practice doing marketing and communications, and that was okay. being an entrepreneur was a new kind of way of life, and I liked it. But after a while, I wasn't really getting joy. And entering my 50s, I had this desire to kind of give back, right? To give back to the community that, well, not only the community that had supported me, but just to those that are coming up behind me. And I just wasn't getting that from my marketing and communications work. So I thought, okay, well, I can't really go back into corporate at this point, right? The corporate doesn't really like older women. So what am I going to do? And so I thought, well, let's think of something where my age is not against me, where my experience can help others. And then I thought, well, why don't I formalize some of the information that I'd researched over my perimenopause was 13 years. It was a very long time. This is not just a
Wow.
6-month thing. And,
Yeah.
and so up to 15 years is what they say it can last. So I just thought, okay, let's formalize all that work that I did. Let's build on the whole entrepreneurship, and let's have, let's offer myself up as a coach with a formalized program that I could, where I could work with women. So that's kind of how it happened.
Well, this is what I love. A good friend of mine, D. Scott Smith, and Veronica Jeans, they have a new book out called Freeze, and it's about risk. In every risk, there's opportunity, and in every situation in your life, there's opportunity, and in every challenge in life, there's opportunity. And I think that that's something that you took this challenging time, this rough situation you had going on, and what you went through, you took it as an opportunity to really reach out and help people. And I think people nowadays, it's amazing. You can take, what you're really passionate about, and you can turn that into a business and an opportunity to bless other people way easier than years ago. I mean, years ago, things were much more difficult. Now that we were talking about virtual, now that we're virtual online, you can reach out to people quickly. And you did that. And congratulations. That's amazing.
Yeah, well, I built on some of my previous skills. So change management in communication and business strategy was one of the things that I was kind of focusing on. So I used that with my with my new chosen area of passion. And it is an area of passion because people just aren't talking about this, and it's such an important thing. It's an area of life. All women go through this. But there's research out of the UK where they're way, they're easily a decade ahead of North America. And they're saying that 73% of women don't treat their symptoms of perimenopause. So it's quite staggering, and women are struggling, and they don't really understand what's going on. They don't know their body anymore. They're enormously tired. They can have a whole plethora. Their estrogen receptors all over the body, so it's not just a reproductive system that's shutting down. There's a whole bunch of stuff happening. So
Right.
yeah, so it's quite a change to go through.
Well, and I know from a male perspective, and having a beautiful wife, that's been through that, and so it is, it affects everybody, right?
Yes, yes.
And but women have no control over what's happening to their body, right? And so when you're giving them information and actually walking them through that, what a
Yeah.
blessing that is to help, because I mean, obviously you didn't have, it took you a while to figure things out, and you didn't have that for you to begin with. So
No.
you're like, hey, women really need this, and that's where, opportunity is born, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's for sure. And you raise a great point when you say that men need to know about this too, because absolutely, I mean, how many women do men have in their lives? And
Yeah.
perhaps you didn't understand when your mother went through it because that's a different generation. But at this point, I think the conversation it has to be open, for husband and wife, for work colleagues, for extended family, for friends. So it really does it really does benefit when everyone is on the same page.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with that. It is, I think communication in families is so important. I mean, we know communication in business is vital, right? Communication is vital to an organization. People forget your family is an organization, right? It's your most precious organization. And
Yeah.
I think that by having good information, good education, good, everything there for you to help walk through these situations, it is just like, wow. So, okay. So let's get on a practical level for people. Um, when people thinking, okay, I need to reach out to Dinah, and what exactly is she going to do for me? Give me a kind of a practical way that people can reach out to you and where you start in this process, ladies.
Sure. So the place that I start is with a perimenopause assessment call. This is free of charge, and this is just to kind of talk about what that perimenopause or even menopause journey has been so far. And then I can walk through and say, okay, here's some really positive habits that you want to hang on to, and here are some opportunities for enrichment, right, where we can actually make some progress. And then they discuss whether they want to proceed with the actual program and coaching. So that's a pretty easy step, free of charge. It's a 40-minute engagement.
Well, that sounds. I mean, the whole thing that I think that people need to realize in business too is exactly what you said. An easy way in the door, an easy way for you to be able to help them, and an easy because when it's easy for them to contact you and get started with this process, it makes things a lot more. A lot more willing to do that. Do you find though that a lot of women, especially, have fear of reaching out to other people on this topic? Because I mean, it's kind of a sensitive topic. You got to be a little bit vulnerable
Yeah.
and hey, I'm going through this, right?
Yeah. Yeah, well, of course, I can't speak for the women that don't call me,
Yeah.
but but the ones that do, they tend to open up pretty quickly, because just because I do, and so they feel it's a safe space, and so that really does make a big difference. But there is something in terms of obstacles, and one of the things I find is that women tend to be reluctant to invest in themselves. They've been helping and caregiving and providing support to all the people, the family and whatnot around them, but when it comes to themselves, when they're at this pretty critical time in their lives, then they don't have a habit of investing in themselves in coaching. So this is one of the biggest things that I feel women need to get over, because unless they do invest in themselves, they may not be able to find the kind of outcomes that they're looking for.
Yeah, and okay, there's a really important topic right there. Self-care, investing in yourself. We talk about this often, and that is, and no matter what you're doing in life, everybody watching, whether you're doing business or we're talking about your family or we're talking about any organization you're going through, if you do not take care of yourself, you can't take care of anybody else. We drum that airline
Yeah,
example to the ground, but I mean, you don't put the mask on yourself, you're going to pass out and you can't help anybody else.
right.
So the bottom line is you got to take care of yourself and you got to be willing to step out. And it's hard. I know it's hard for people sometimes. I'm a super outgoing and easy share kind of guy. And so I don't have trouble talking with people about things and even sensitive subjects. But a lot of people do. They're people that are just really introverted and shy have a tough time being more vulnerable and reaching out. But I think that it's important, Dinah, especially like what you're talking about. This is such a critical health issue. Women have to invest in themselves. They have to take that time to find out the information they need, right, about all that they're doing in this area. So I want to applaud you again. I want to take a slight diversion here, real quick. We didn't get a lot of so in your intro, I didn't hear a whole lot of you have a family, your life in general that you'd like to share. Tell us a little bit more about Dinah outside of coaching.
Outside of coaching, right? Well, I live alone. I live in a condo, in Ottawa, Canada. And I'm also the president of the Condo Corporation. And so we've had some really interesting developments with the building. It's a green building, so we have a geothermal system, we have a gray water system, we've got an automated parking system, kind of like it just cars sort of shuffle around and like a Rubik's cube. And so it's kind of a fun building, a little avant-garde with a little community basically in here. I have a cat, a Scottish fold that I'm very fond of, and he's been a fantastic companion during the pandemic. I'm part of some reading clubs. I'm part of some walking clubs, especially this has taken off in the pandemic, which is fantastic. And my husband is, we were divorced and then he died, so he's gone. I have small family in Canada. My parents immigrated from the Netherlands back in the 50s. So I have a brother who has a family who lives also in Ontario. And I have just a whole lot of friends, but it seems like the friends are growing online. It's the pandemic has been fantastic for reaching new people that you never thought you'd ever meet. So and I don't do long distance cycling anymore because it just started to hurt me so much, because I used to do 7,000 miles a year kind of thing. Riding was a pretty serious thing, which I really loved, and there's kind of a club in which you can do it, which is fun. But now I do more in the way of walking and kind of determined walks, not just idly walking around. So,
yes, my dog loves that. We do determined walking, especially since I had knee replacement surgery a few years back, so I had to quit running and went to walking and swimming and things like that. But I do want to say that is the thing that I miss the most right now, because I can't walk on my foot for 6 weeks. So it's been tough not being able to, because during the pandemic, oh my goodness. So I'll tell you a short story. You know how your animals love for you to walk them, right? Well, we had nowhere to go, my beautiful wife and I, except for walking, and so we would go out walking, and man, we were walking 3-4 times a day at least. And I think on the about the fourth time, our beagle would look up at us and go,
not
"Really?
again."
Another walk?" Yeah, it was like we were wearing the dog out. But that is definitely, not only, what I love about that, this is talk about communication. Walking is a great way to communicate with your spouse or communicate with your family. We walk and talk, and it also gets you good exercise and just feels good. And that goes back to your health. No matter what you're going through, it is a great way to stay healthy. So, all right, Dyna, well, listen, I appreciate you so much. I want you to give everybody a little nugget of what you want them to remember from today, especially those women listening in. And like we said, men is important also, this topic, but also how do people get in touch with you so they can find out more, learn about your coaching, all that?
Great. Yeah. Well, so the nugget is that there is something that women can do to help manage all these symptoms of perimenopause. And there are so many of them. So, one of the things that happens is that heart health becomes a real issue once the estrogen starts to decline, and joint pain and osteoporosis, right? So there are things that you can do in your lifestyle to do with the food that you eat. So food is medicine, restorative sleep, with hormone appropriate movement, and with a positive mindset. So those are the lifestyle approaches that we work with in order not only to alleviate the symptoms right away, but also to prepare for the alleviation of underlying symptoms, underlying conditions coming in, like osteoporosis, like heart disease, and like dementia. So, you don't just have to sit on the couch and worry, there are some actions to take. So to reach me, my website is holisticnutritionlifestyle.com. And on that website, there's a button where you can book a call for a free perimenopause assessment. So those would be some easy ways to find me at holisticnutritionlifestyle.com.
All right. Well, the beautiful thing about online technology is all of your information will be in the show notes, in the comments, and you'll also be able to just click on it, everybody. It's clickable. You click on it, you go right to Dinah. There you go. So if you need more information, which I know you will, this is just a snippet of the amazing things she does. Women especially, but remember, men, we have to go through these things with our wives as well and the women in our lives. So it's important for everybody to know this information. So yes, if you need more information, please contact Dinah and see how she can help you out. Dinah, man, I want to tell you how much I appreciate you coming on today. I love the variety of topics we're able to talk about, but it all comes back to helping people, building community, and educating and helping each other. And we just make each other better, right?
For sure. Yeah, like you said, it's all about connection and developing those contacts and building relationships.
Yes, because we are definitely better together. And I want to tell you how much I appreciate you. And like I've told you in our discussion before, I'm a lifetime connector. So now you're stuck with me as your friend. So I appreciate you, and we'll talk soon.
Terrific. Thanks so much for inviting me. It was such a pleasure.
You bet. You bet. Hang tight in the green room. I'll be right there. Hey, everybody. Well, we're going to wrap this thing up for today. And again, I just want to tell everybody I am alive and kicking. I appreciate so much the thousands of people that have reached out to me. I appreciate so much the love and support. Really, I am going to keep moving. I'm going to keep doing this. You can be a blessing to me and this community by continuing to share this information, share out these live streams, share out my YouTube page. Go to marketingwithruss.live and you can go directly to that. Share out the information because it is a blessing not only to me, but it's also a blessing to all these wonderful guests that come on and all of their information. And I know that they will bless you with this information too, because we have so many different topics, so many different people coming on. So thank you so much again, everybody. What a blessing you are. And just want to remind you one more time that we are here every Monday and Thursday, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Marketing with Russ. And I have other live streams. Not going to go into that. Go to russhedge.com for that information. But I do want to tell you this Thursday is Thanksgiving. We will be here Thursday morning, 8 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, me and my good friend, Mr. Joseph Gonzalez. So tune in. If you want to take a little breather, break from your Thanksgiving preparations with your family. But no matter what you're doing this coming Thursday, I just want to pray a blessing over you and all of your family and your friends. And I want to remind you what we have been doing, and that is the hashtag 1000 thanks community. And that is, please remember in your social media posts and all that you're doing to put hashtag 1000 thanks. Why? Because it's reminding you to be thankful, and it's telling other people that you appreciate them and that you're thankful for them. What a wonderful thing to do, to be kind and loving and thankful to others around us, right? In our community, to help build that and strengthen that community. So thanks so much again for being here today. And until we see you all again, have a great day and a great life. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us for this week's episode of Marketing with Russ, aka hashtag Russ Selfie. Be sure to subscribe in your favorite podcast app so that you don't miss a single episode. Have an amazing day.